Breaking news. Breaking news.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Double Tap on YouTube. I am Stephen Scott. We are breaking the news today that OrCam, the company behind products such as the MyEye Pro and the OrCam Read, will no longer be in the visual aids market. They're instead moving their focus away to other products for deaf and hard of hearing people. That includes a new product called Hear, which they've been working on now. This follows a number of layoffs at the company itself, citing new large language models that are coming in to making essentially their visual aids business redundant. Let's get the very latest on this and reaction to this as well from someone who was at the company for 7 years. That was the former business development and sales manager, Anat Nulman, who joins us now. Anat, tell me first off your reaction to the news that OrCam is shutting this visual aids department to focus on hearing devices.
Todd, I was very surprised to hear OrCam shutting down. I know there have been several rounds of layoffs this year, but frankly, I was thinking that OrCam is potentially looking into selling its blindness, low vision products division, like they have done before with their previous companies. So the announcement that came out 2 days ago was quite a big surprise, and I frankly didn't expect it.
Now, you were at OrCam for over 7 years. Now, look, it's fair to say technology has come a long way in that 7 years since you were there. How revolutionary was OrCam at that time?
When I worked at OrCam, and I started working at OrCam in December of 2013, so 11 years ago almost, the OrCam really was revolutionary. There were no wearable OCR devices at that time. And in fact, there were no wearable devices at all other than the old Jordy that just did magnification. So when OrCam launched its first OrCam MyEye product, it was so revolutionary that it completely disrupted the market and paved the way for many of the technologies that we see today, including mainstream. If you look at it, for example, OCR, that back then was something that was only available on CCTVs and bulky devices that were not portable, now has become a mainstream product. You see it in your regular camera. You can take a photo and you can OCR, you can basically read the text in the photo. And there are many, many apps and many products in the market that can perform that function. But when OrCam MyEye launched, that didn't exist. So that was very, very revolutionary.
Now, the company states that the growth of large language models has almost made what they do irrelevant. Do you agree with that?
You know, if that's what OrCam thinks, that's what OrCam thinks. Who am I to argue with that? But my opinion is there are a lot of products out there. And OrCam, because it's the first one and it's developed technology, and it's a specialty product, it's quite expensive. So perhaps, they couldn't compete with some of the things that are available now, where you have specialty products, like, for example, Envision glasses that are, $1,000, $2,000 cheaper than OrCam MyEye, depending on the model. And there are also free apps. There is definitely a value in having a wearable device that can perform functions such as reading, identifying environment, ability to interact using AI models. There is a value in having it as a wearable device and hands-free. There are also free options, and perhaps OrCam wasn't as competitive as it used to be in the past.
What does this OrCam decision say about the state of the assistive tech wearables market?
I think it signals a couple things. I think it says that we need to bring the prices of the products down to make them more affordable and more competitive, considering that there is quite a bit of competition in that space. I think it also tells us that there are some mainstream products that people who are visually impaired can potentially use. But I also think that the company itself is just shifting its focus from vision products that support people with visual impairments to people with hearing impairments, potentially because the hearing impairment market is a lot larger, and maybe that's what they're trying to do. And there's also a lot of innovation that's happening in the hearing market. which is completely unrelated to what's happening in the blindness and low vision market, was some of the hearing aids going OTC and kind of opening that space. And OrCam being an innovator, I believe they just want to jump on that bandwagon and try something new.
Now, although it's not an assistive device, I wonder if new technologies like Meta Ray-Bans are biting at the heels of companies like OrCam.
The new devices that are mainstream, such as Meta glasses, Meta Ray-Ban glasses, are really changing the landscape, I believe. But I really see this as an opportunity. Currently, Meta glasses can do quite a few things, but they're not nearly as good or as comprehensive as some of the specific devices that were built purposely for people who are visually impaired. I think having products like Meta really creates an opportunity for partnerships between companies that make assistive technology and companies that make mainstream technologies. And I'm hoping to see collaborations between Meta and some of the other companies. And I know that that's already taking place. So stay tuned, and I think we may have some exciting announcement coming soon.
Anat Nulman, thank you so much for joining me today. Of course, if you already have an OrCam device, it will still be usable. It is not going to stop working, and it's very important to say that. The device itself will continue to operate as it has done. Future on updates is uncertain, and it is probably unlikely that any major new updates will come down the line. As for support, well, we haven't had an official word yet from OrCam on this, but if you do have a warranty, we would imagine, since the company itself is not going anywhere, it is just changing direction, that they will still honour and support you if there are any warranty-related issues. However, the word is, if there is an issue with your device, get in touch with OrCam as soon as possible. It's likely that these devices will still remain on sale until all stock has gone, and it is unlikely that any new devices will come in to its place, certainly in this space for sure. So if you do have an OrCam device, an OrCam Read, or an OrCam MyEye Pro, perhaps you've just bought one, you can be rest assured it will still function and still work exactly as it has done, but it will not likely receive any new or future updates. Again, contact OrCam if you're concerned about this at all. Speak to your reseller if you've bought it from a third party. And of course, keep tuned to Double Tap as we'll bring you all the news on this as we get it. Thank you so much for watching today. We'll be back with another Double Tap on YouTube next time.